Welcome to the Tournament Poker Edge podcast, brought to you by TournamentPokerEdge.com, the only podcast dedicated exclusively to tournament poker strategy. And now, here are your hosts, Ron Fez Buddy and Killingbird.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Tournament Poker Edge podcast. I am Killingbird, as always, joined by my partner in crime, Ron Fez Buddy. How are you, sir?
Good, bro. How are you?
I'm doing well. Just, another Wednesday night.
I'm tired.
Getting it done.
I'm tired, man. I was up until 3 a.m. last night, single tabling for 3 hours.
Oh, jeez. Those nights are the worst.
You got to stay focused. It's hard when you're single tabling. But I was up till 3 in the morning, single tabling. I don't know if you noticed on Bovada, they used to have a $12 turbo 7K at and now there's an 8K super stack $20. I don't know if you noticed that, but there's like a little.
I think I did see that. It was a 1650, right?
No. Now at 945 they have a 1650 8K, right? Which used to be the turbo at 915, but at 915, I guess they flip-flopped the $20 that used to be at 940, the 9K.
Got it.
But
that makes sense.
They moved it to 915, and they made it an 8K guarantee. And actually, it makes a lot of sense, right? Because the turbo tournament's going to, that's going to run its course, within 2-3 hours. And if you're going to have a $20 super stack, you might as well start it half hour earlier.
Right.
And so it makes sense. So, I was just playing a couple things. I was starting to get a little deep in the 35K, and I super late regged that 8K, at the 915 one, and I doubled up like 2-3 times pretty quickly, and all of a sudden I have a stack, and then I bust the 35K not like 15 minutes later. And now I got to stack in this one tournament, and I just basically sat there single tabling it, reading. I hate to say that. I really shouldn't be doing this, but at the same time, I was reading a book on Warren Buffett's investment strategy.
His investment strategy is probably not to read a book while you're playing poker.
That's right. But I was so, the one table on a $20 tournament, I was just bored. And I end up busting, and so, jokes on me because I've ended up busting 14th at 3 a.m., which is, the worst thing. Busting 14th at 3 a.m., that's just you say to yourself, why am I doing this? Why did I do this? Why?
You'd much rather bust 60th. I mean, for real, you'd rather bust 60th or obviously win or finish second or third. Because especially, Bovada, the money's all at the final table. So you pretty much want to get there or you want to hang yourself, one of the two.
Yeah. So I'm tired because of that. But if, wake me up if you hear me snoring a little.
Yeah, I definitely will. Cool. And poker in general going all right for you?
It's just swingy. It's nothing out of the ordinary. I've said this before. I really don't have great bankroll management on these U.S. sites. I just kind of play what I want. So, 2, 3, 4, 5 bad sessions, and I start to, say, all right, I really got to cut it down, and I don't want to deposit again. So I'm kind of getting to that point where I'm going to have to not play everything I want, which sucks because, the Bovada schedule is nice, man. There's a lot of good stuff there. And this has happened so many times before, and then I just, grind out a final table or a top 3 in something nice, like 35K, and it's all good again. And but, nothing drastically bad. I actually think I probably am playing a little too much on autopilot.
Right.
Hey, I'm going to reg 6, 7, 8 things, and I think, but often, and probably need to play less and play more focused when I do play. I think that's probably what.
Is it just that you're playing too many tables, or that you're also trying to do 7 other things like work and TP stuff?
Like that. I mean, I am. It's I won't say it's in the background, but it's it's too many things. It's not the only focus I have.
Right. Right.
And that's not good. And it's my own money. I can do what I want. And I've actually sat and thought about this. It is my own money. I can do what I want. If I find it entertaining to while I'm answering emails, doing some stuff, getting some work stuff done, have a couple tables on in the background, I can do whatever I want. I can do that, right? But it really isn't the best for poker. You start to feel like, I'm not playing my A game. So that's kind of where I am. Probably just going to take a couple days off and go from there.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. What about you?
I've been playing quite a bit. I probably actually have slowed down this month compared to last month. Basically, since the World Series, I've played really heavy, 4 to 5 nights a week, probably, including, Sundays starting at 11 and playing until 3 in the morning. So
I've noticed that.
Been going pretty hard. So I've started to take a few more days off, just to try to sort of reset my brain. So I've done a couple of trips, went to the beach for a few days, went to the mountains for a few days. And I've kind of used those as opportunities to focus on some other things, and I think it's been good for me.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of scores. Seems like you're running pretty good. Seems like you're playing pretty good. Yeah,
I think the bad beats seem to be coming a little less frequently. They still definitely come, but I also think I'm playing really well. I mean, I've just been talking so many hands with Mark and different people like that, and it's just I think it's really helping my game out.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm playing really, really well, which is good because you and I are about to go on a poker trip.
Yep, some live pros coming your way again.
Yeah, we'll have to make sure to record a TP event while we're down there.
So we're going to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic for the Punta Cana Poker Classic at the Hard Rock.
Yep, that's it.
In November. It's like a poker festival. Just Google Punta Cana Poker Classic if you want to see the schedule. The schedule is fantastic. It's like a 1650 $500K guaranteed main event, but they have several $300 and $500 tournaments, every day. Like a $200 turbo, a $300 3-day tournament, a $500 2-day tournament. Actually, no $300 3-day tournament. I think everything else is 2-day tournaments.
Right.
And just like looking at the schedule, it looks like you can, if you unfortunately bust out of everything, relatively early, you can probably get 3 tournaments in every day.
Yeah, it seems like there's always something, whether it's a satellite, a turbo, like you said, a 2-day tourney.
Yeah. So the schedule is great.
And from what I've heard, it's a really nice location. Yeah. The resort is nice, and I have it on good information from somebody who I trust a lot that it is perhaps the softest poker tournament you'll ever find at that buy-in level. So, so don't come, anybody. Nobody come.
Hell, Derek.
It's not going to be fun at all. Very tough field.
All right, you're going to cut that out, right?
Yes.
Just get it.
So I think it's going to be a good time. I mean, and if nothing else, you and I see each other at the World Series each summer, and maybe a random AC trip or something. But we don't even really do those anymore now that the circuit doesn't go there.
Yeah. Well, no, the circuit goes to AC.
I thought they got rid of the AC stuff.
No, they still got AC. We've actually, I would say that's a false statement because the Borgata tournaments we go to, I think we still do that. It's just it could be more fun, more times to do it. It'd be fun to do it more often.
Yeah, I never do those Bovada tournaments for some reason.
Borgata.
But what did I say?
Is it Bovada?
Oh.
No,
yes.
You do all the Bovada tournaments, so that's actually a real false statement. I really should do more Borgata tournaments. They're great. But, so this is going to be a fun trip. It's all poker. Casey and Mark might be coming as well. I talked to Danny. He was talking about maybe coming. So, at the very least, it'll be you and I, and it could be a fun, TP filled. And if any members are going, let us know. We'd love to meet you down there.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's also a high roller that's, like a 3K high roller, which I don't think I'm going to buy directly into, but they have satellites to it every night for like $300. So, I'm going to take a stab at 1 or 2 of those and see if, assuming, I'm going to assume I'm not going to be able to because I'm going to be in the main event until the 5-day main event. But just in case, I'll be taking some shots at that high roller too. So,
yeah, that is one of the interesting things is that the main event's essentially at the beginning. So if all goes as planned, you don't get to play any tournaments other than the main event while you're there.
It's really good when they do that. When they put the main
I kind of like it too, actually. Yeah.
Because then you don't have to if you want when you want to squeeze in a lot of poker. It sucks to go and, you have to go a week in advance to get extra tournaments in, right? When the main event is at the end, right?
Right.
But when they throw the main event in the beginning, you bust out of that, and you still got 4 days of poker ahead of you, and that makes it, for a destination trip like this, that makes it way more compelling than, okay, I'll go there, spend 4 days playing tournaments, and then have to take off another 4 days in case I, make a run in this main event.
Right.
So
exactly.
It's good. I like that they do that. And anyway, so yeah, that's gonna be fun. And I'm sure we'll talk, do a podcast before then. That's not till November, although given our track record over the summer. Sorry, people.
The next one might be in 2015.
Not something to joke about, Derek.
Oh, my bad. Sensitive subject.
No, definitely. Now that the summer's over, it's a lot easier to get this on the calendar. So
yeah,
we'll talk before then. So yep,
we always take a break for the World Series and do the TPE lives. It just took us longer to get started again this time, but we're not going to promise it's going to happen on an every month basis, but we'll try to do better.
Yep. Cool.
So, speaking of Mark and Casey, we are going to bring them in to the TPE studios and talk a little strategy, catch up with those guys, see what they've been up to poker-wise and life-wise. So I guess without further ado, we'll take a little break, and we will come back with Marc Alioto and Casey Jarzabek on the TPE podcast.
If you are looking for the best MTT training site on the planet, look no further than TournamentPokerEdge.com. Tournament Poker Edge focuses exclusively on multi-table tournaments and features some of the best live and online pros. No waiting through cash game videos looking for the occasional tournament video. Tournament Poker Edge also offers strategy articles, forums, a member chat room, and much more. So visit TournamentPokerEdge.com and start taking your game to the next level now.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Tournament Poker Edge podcast. Time to bring in our special guests, TPE pros, aznAllin007 and bigdogpckt5s. What is up, gentlemen?
Oh.
Big Dog's here.
Just gearing up to head to Canada in a month, super juiced.
Yeah, 30 days. 30 days.
Yep, Casey makes the biggest mistake of his life.
Second biggest.
What was the first biggest?
Well, yeah, what's the first, man?
Becoming friends with Mark.
Okay. Take a shot at the midget early, I get it.
So for people who don't know what we're talking about, Casey, you're getting married in a month?
Yeah, month today.
Oh, it's exactly a month. I just realized it's the 10th.
Yeah, what do you think we were talking about, you dolt?
Well, I know it was like a month, but, sometimes you say a month and it's like a month and 2 days. Or
yeah,
something.
but sometimes...
Get out of here. You do that too?
Sometimes you don't say 30 days today when it's a month and fucking 7 days. No, it's 30 days today, you dolt.
You sure it's not 31? Because there's 31 days in this month.
I don't know math.
Wait, did you guys even know it's a sober wedding?
Yeah, it's a dry wedding, no booze. Psych!
Not going.
Psych, beer with my Cheerios in the morning.
Burial.
So that'll be fun. I think all of us are going. Everyone on this call will be in attendance.
I might not be there.
We should do a TPE live from the wedding.
Oh my God, I'll host that one.
That might be the greatest idea I've
right
ever
after,
heard.
right?
No, like a live play-by-play from the actual wedding.
Yeah,
I'll just sit there with a little mic.
We have to make sure we get Casey dancing with the glow
Oh, I got glow sticks.
Yeah.
I got the glow sticks.
That's great.
So that's what's going on in Casey's life. Mark, what's going on in your life?
Loser.
He finally got to ride the roller coaster at the local.
No, I've been grinding a lot, but actually started working with a mental coach who's actually... Didn't he post in the TP forums?
Yeah, there's a thread in the mental game forum for those of you who are interested in checking it out. And I know you've been working with him, Mark, and if people want to hear more, they can also listen to the latest SHRPO show because Dip Throng talks a little bit about it because he's been working with them as well. But, yeah, what's your experience been like with that so far?
Well, yeah, basically it's like guided meditation, and I got into it because just wanted to get rid of tilt. Because one thing Casey's, like, always said to me is, he's all, dude, you tilt so hard. Like,
really
you
do.
gotta get rid of it. Shut up, Diego.
I'm just telling
you. You really do.
You really do.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm super competitive, but it doesn't. Everyone's competitive. Nobody likes to lose. So I just got fed up with it, and I was
# little man syndrome later.
Okay, Napoleonic, bro. But basically, yeah, he ties in a lot of the anger issues to stuff that happened, like, as a child, like, just random stuff. And, I mean, I've been playing, like, the best poker of my life because of it. Like, I'm playing my A game way more often. And just in general, life is good. Shut up, Casey. Let me finish. No,
yep,
but like,
not tilting at all.
Okay, fuck.
For sure. Well, I can say, I mean, because we talk a lot while we're grinding. For sure, you tilt less now. Just for sure.
Yeah. I mean, the key is just being able to play your A game as long as possible. I mean, I say I probably was like 50%. Before Elliot, and now I'm like probably above 80, so I'm able to play at that high level more often. So yeah, it's been good, and I'm gonna stick with them. I've done 3 sessions. Gonna do 2 more this month, and then I'll do probably 1 session a month for like the rest of my life.
Mark, do you find that, like, does tilt manifest itself in your game selection, or how, like setting a schedule, playing too much, too little? Like, how did that affect you?
Yeah, awesome question. That's one thing Elliot brings up all the time is that, like, unredging. I unredge all the time when I'm tilting, and now I'm just playing the same schedule every day, not unredging from anything, just battling through the beats, spite tilt. Like, I mean, I still punt every now and then, but I'm just not letting it get to me. I'm just coasting through, and yeah, I'm able to play more and more motivated. It's good.
That's great.
I think people don't understand that mental is like seriously 80% of the game. If you're mentally not stable or just a tilt monkey like myself, like, you got to get it fixed. I mean, Casey, be honest. You told me this has been my biggest problem ever since you've met me.
Yeah, but I mean, you have so many problems, so.
Just when you think he's gonna say something with a serious tone, he just throws it right in your face.
Casey, didn't you used to have tilt problems?
Oh yeah. Let's talk about
Hardcore. That's part of the, like, Mark is kind of like the mini-me of me. Like, all jokes aside, like, we do a lot of the same things that, he's into the grinding schedule that I used to be into, and just, like, we think a lot the same, and I told him, I said, listen, man, it's not healthy for you, you're going to end up having a heart attack, like, it affects the way you play, like, you just got to stop this, and I said, I know when people used to tell me it didn't really matter what people said, so I'm not going to preach to you, but the truth is, if you can find a way to stop tilting, man, your life is going to be so much better on every aspect.
And not even just poker. Like, that was the key.
Yeah.
Life in general. Like, why be angry all the time? So.
Yeah. Well, so if there's people out there who are interested in that, or maybe have tilt issues themselves, or really doesn't just have to be tilt, I guess. It can be lots of things, because he's helping you with your back problems, too. So,
yeah.
If you just have issues in general that aren't strategy related, feel free to visit the thread.
4'6" have back problems?
He's all back.
I don't get
back. He's just a giant back.
Your back is 7 inches long.
He's 4'6" and 4 feet of it is back.
It's true, though. I'll never understand it, how a guy my size can have back problems. I really don't get it. Like,
I don't get it either. Like, I really don't. Like,
I don't get how he's helping you with your back problems. Like, are you on a massage table and he's talking to you? Like, what exactly is happening?
It's crazy. Basically, pain is something that exists, but, like, you make it more than it actually is. Like, your mind tells you something hurts more than it actually actually hurts. Okay. So he walked through some stuff, and I literally, after the guided meditation, which is an hour, I stand up, and I'm like, holy shit. And he goes, yeah. I go, what the fuck, man? Like, I like could feel my back. Like, I had no pain. And obviously it just didn't go away. But now, like, the pain in my back is minimal. And, like, it's not some miracle. It's just I'm not letting it get to me as much, probably. So it's
your back is hurting me right now.
I mean, Howard Stern has sworn by this for years.
Well, that's Dr.
Oh, yeah. He's got a...
No, it's because he's big on the author Dr. Sarno, who wrote the book on the back and how it's all meant.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Sarno.
I'm being serious.
Me too.
Yeah, I know you are. We're diehard Howard and Artie fans. But yeah, that guy wrote a book, and like it's all about back just being pain in general, but he focuses on the back just being made up. Like your mind just tells you your back hurts. It's crazy.
So for people out there who are interested, check out that thread. Elliot has offered to answer questions in there and stuff. He does have, obviously, like Mark said, paid for services, but here's an opportunity to pick the brain of somebody who gets paid a pretty good amount of money to do this for free. So visit that thread. What about live poker? Have you guys, or are you guys planning to play live anytime soon? You're still recovering
Crickets.
from
Crickets.
Never playing live again.
Well, you guys might come out to Punta Cana, right? That's on the table?
Ooh, let's talk about
Punta
Cana.
That's just after my wedding, but I mean, I've done that before, Punta Cana, and it was okay. Not sure I'm crazy about the food out there, but oh, my back! Oh, like everyone's taller than me.
They don't have pizza. I just wait for one thing you say that I can pick apart.
I might.
But no, yeah, that should be a fun. That should be a fun little trip.
Yeah, the schedule's ridiculous.
The only thing is it's real close to my wedding, so
yeah, it's understandable. Yeah. And if people don't know what we're talking about, there's a tournament series called the Punta Cana Poker Classic. If you're listening from the U.S. or anywhere, I guess, you can win seats through Bovada and winning poker. So check that out. Come hang out with the TPE crew in the Dominican Republic. Should be fun.
I don't have a Bovada account anymore.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's not get into that.
Hey, why not? That story is great. Send me my money now. Oh, God.
Now I feel like we have to tell the story. It's really not that good of a story, actually.
I mean, it's kind of one of those things you have to be there. Casey basically tooled out on someone in customer service and made the guy cry.
Poor guy was making like $6.50 an hour.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't getting it. I'm just like, I cannot play on a site where people are working there. It's so dumb like you. Like, just send me my money, every penny right now.
It was funny because it was literally like the first week in Vegas, and I'm like, Casey, can't play stars, jump on Bovada. He's like, yeah, good idea. 2 minutes later, he's cussing out the customer service guy to tears and cancels his account.
Yeah,
that was a funny day.
For you guys, I was tilting out of control. You guys are just dying laughing.
Oh yeah, I thought it was hilarious. In fact, I think I have video of it somewhere.
Oh, post that in TP.
Yeah, if I have the video, I'll post it. It was pretty funny.
Good times.
I might still have it. Anything else we need to talk about before we get into strategy?
You're playing live soon, aren't you? When's the series at home?
Yeah, well, I'll go to Punta Cana first, play that series. Gonna play the main event and a couple of side events, then come back, and like 2 weeks later, the WSOP circuit event in Cherokee, North Carolina starts. So I'll be there for hopefully all 2 weeks. That's kind of my plan.
And that was massive last year, right? Like blew the guarantees out of the water.
Yeah, it was either the second. I think it was the second biggest circuit stop next to like one of those Indiana or Chicago ones over there. Might have even been the biggest, but definitely at least the second biggest. The fields are just massive. People come from all over the place for it. So
there's a lot of like 300s and 500s and shit like that, right?
Yeah, in fact, almost the entire series is like. In fact, I think the first year they had a bunch of 300s and 500s, and I think last year it was like almost all 300s, or 350 or 360 or whatever.
See, I might actually rather do that stop than Punta Cana.
It's a great series. The only downside about it is it's not close to anything. Like people are always like, oh, yeah, you got to turn it right in your backyard. I'm like, yeah, backyard 5 hours away. I mean, it's in the middle of the mountains, in the middle of nowhere. But
is it soft, too? It's got to be.
Yeah, it's pretty soft. Like,
I mean, for you anything's soft, Mark. You just dominate that much.
Well, now that I'm Elliott trained, I'm just completely zen and just...
Oh, yeah. Now that your back doesn't hurt because the mental guy said it shouldn't.
It's kind of true.
So, yeah, I'll be hitting that stop, and then I don't know what I'm going to do after that.
How's everyone doing online? Anyone winning? Anyone not playing? Anyone losing? What's up?
I'm destroying souls.
Okay.
Are you kidding?
Yeah,
actually, I've been crushing ever since, pretty much ever since the World Series. I've had 3 straight winning months, which has been enjoyable.
My videos are helping you?
Yes. Thank you for those.
You're welcome.
I'm sure it's partially just variance, but...
Wow, give Casey some credit, man.
No, I think it's mostly to do with running above expectations, because there's no way you should be winning.
I agree. But yeah, it's been good.
Diego, how's online treating you?
Swingy. Right now I'm down swinging. Then I run it up, and then I downswing a little bit, then I run it up. It's just typical. But I have no bankroll management on these U.S. sites, so that's my problem.
Why?
I don't know. It kind of doesn't. I mean, it's kind of real money, but it's. I mean, I can get it out of Bovada, so it is real money. But I just want to play big. And
so
it's
you
not
play off 500, and then you play the nightly 200.
Well, I haven't put money on in a while. But I basically play like I'm not playing 100 or 200 average buy-in. I'm playing more like on a 4K roll, I'm playing, $800 worth of tournaments a night. So, right. 4 bad nights in a row, then all of a sudden I'm dipping, and then I inevitably bail myself out with a score, and I do it all over again. But it doesn't matter. It's not my life roll on there, so it's just,
Are you just Bovada? Are you just Bovada, or are you playing on any of the other sites?
I pretty much just Bovada, because that's where most of my roll is. I have a little bit of money on Players Only. Is that merged still? I can't remember. I know there was shuffle.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of money on there, but not much. I had money on Black Chip, but I can't play that on my Mac, and I start my night usually on a Mac on my laptop, and I feel like going through the hassle of,
Why can't you play it on a Mac?
Yeah, I can't believe they haven't fixed that either.
They don't have a Mac client.
And this is the site that's running $1 million guarantee coming up. America's Card Room, Black Chip, True. And you can't even play on the Mac, which is absurd to me.
Yeah, they don't have a Mac client, so I just don't even bother. It's just not. It's not that important to me to play on that site. Bovada gives me pretty much all I want.
You know what tilts the shit out of me about winning is you don't get to see their hands at Showdown. You can't hand history and see their hands, so it's like cool. I mean, I don't know.
Isn't Bovada the same way though?
No, you can see their hands in Bovada, right, KB? Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you go back to the hand history, it doesn't always show it, but you can go back to the hand history.
I didn't realize that. Oh, that's big. I didn't realize. I thought it was the same way on Bovada.
What a fish you are. What a fish.
Wow.
Shocker, you're down swinging.
Mind blown. Awesome.
Diego, you're finally using the HUD on Bovada.
I am finally using the HUD on Bovada. It's been helpful, too. It actually, it works pretty. I'm using a Hold'em indicator. I'm not sure if that's the one you use, but that's...
Yep, same one.
Pretty...
Wait, how tilting is that, though? Keep bringing up tilt, but, put me here. If you don't click it, the stats will be on different players.
That doesn't happen to me. It's just, I set where I usually sit, and it always pops up there.
No, it doesn't. No,
it doesn't. Teach us how to do that.
No, it doesn't. You're lying. You're a fish.
I can share my screen right now. And show
KB, back me up here. How fishy is he?
Sounds kind of fishy.
It does not put you in the spot every time.
It does for me on Bovada.
I'm telling you that I never have to move it. You must have a setting wrong, because the settings are confusing.
Unbelievable.
I believe you, Diego.
KB and I are the fish.
Maybe we're the fish. What if this is fixable?
I'm right-clicking and I see remember my seat number.
Yeah, but that's on Bovada. There's something
I just said.
No, I know. We're talking Bovada, but Tournament Indicator, you have to right-click and click Put Me Here, too.
No. I'm looking at the menu for that site, but I'm using Hold'em Indicator.
Yeah, KB, aren't we on Tournament Indicator, both of us? We got the same one.
I don't know.
Well, there you go.
What's that called?
Whatever.
Hold him indicator.
Great podcast conversation, guys.
Hey,
Oh.
I don't even and want to.
Hey, everyone, look at my screen. Let's talk about what's on my screen right now on the podcast.
Good. I'll bet you, too, that well, if we're on the same program, I'll bet you. We'll deal with that after. Casey, Dub Coop, playing it or what?
Honestly, just with the wedding, honestly, I'm busy as I ever am right now. It's bad timing because you don't realize how much you got to do with a wedding. So, no, I haven't been playing too much at all.
But are you missing that? Like yesterday was the big Super Tuesday 1K Dub Coop.
Didn't play.
I mean, you knew it was going on, right?
Yeah, I knew it was going on.
You don't get just the urge to
Oh, I do get the urge, but it's hard to get the urge to sit down for a 7-hour tournament when you only have 2 hours.
And I couldn't imagine you playing your best game with everything going on. The wedding must be cray.
Well, I mean, my best game is better than your A game, so it doesn't really matter.
Hey, great talk. So not going to play any of it?
No, I might, but, I mean,
and
again, I get Eric on Saturday, and then I have him for a week, and it's just impossible to play with him, so, I just don't know when I'm going to get time.
Save all your run good for Punta Cana.
Well, I'm coming out. Hopefully I can get on Stars when I'm out there for 10 days. I'd like to play one Sunday, just to play the Sunday Million again, get that feeling of being able to win 150 racks.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'll be railing.
Have you ever done that?
That would be nice to be able to final table that 2 weeks in a row and chop it 2 weeks. What kind of sicko would it take for that to happen? And then, something retarded, win the Super Tuesday in there, too?
A real sicko would have won the Sunday Million.
Thank you, KB. At least one of the 2 times. If you're going to final table it twice, you have to win it once.
I chopped it both times. That's winning, boys.
I don't know.
I give Casey the win.
Yeah, ask Charlie Sheehan.
I know. Chopping it is a win.
Ask Charlie Sheehan. Winning.
Diego just knows he's going to see Casey in a month. He doesn't want to go.
Yeah, he's playing all nice. And because he agreed with him about tournament indicator.
All right, enough small talk, I guess. We should probably get into a little strat.
Oh, yeah, let's get
I think we want to start with you, Mark, because you had a hand that you saw. And I haven't seen this spot, by the way. I know you mentioned it to me at one point, but it sounds like it's a pretty sick hand, so give us the rundown.
Seminole Hard Rock was what, a 20-day series or something? It's a pretty big series now in Florida, right?
Yeah.
So this was the High Roller. I think it got 8 or 9 players, 100K buy-in. And there was actually a little controversy. Like they said, they were paying 3. So SHRPO Seminole Hard Rock ended up putting up 50K for third. So first place is 570, second 307, third 50K, which is still a loss because it's 100K buy-in. Mm-hmm. Wow. Anyway, let's get into the hand. It's 4-handed, so we're on the bubble. We have Scott Seaver, who's under the gun, with 492K at 1,500, 3,000, so over 100 bigs. Other 2 players in the hand are Ryan Fee and Jake Schindler. Effective stacks are 60 big blinds, so we're playing really deep.
Wait, so what? It's 400. Seaver has 490K. What were the blinds again?
1,500, 3,000.
Oh wow, so they're deep.
Yeah, well, he's the chip leader. The other 2 have 190 and 170, so yeah, they're playing 60 effective.
Okay.
I want you 3 to play the hand as Jake Schindler.
Okay.
Okay, so Mark.
My name, Big Dog. Scott Seaver opens under the gun to 7K. Ryan Fee has the button. He flats. Jake Schindler's in the big blind with Queen 9. Go ahead, Diego. What are you doing?
Okay, hold on. Queen 9
offsuit.
I mean, I'll throw in a call here, but question: what do you know about Fees? I've seen his name a couple of times, and I see he's got a lot of well-known friends, and he's obviously playing a high roller. So, but what's his deal? Where'd he come from?
I think he's a high-stakes cash grinder. High-stakes cash grinder.
High-stakes cash grinder. Okay.
Not sure if it's live or online. I'm guessing both. Have you ever heard of him, Casey?
No.
Yeah, I think he plays like really high cash, so we can assume he's really good.
Any idea of what the dynamic at this point is? Is there like, if you try the 3-bet here, you're going to get into 4-bet? Are they 5-betting at that point, 6-betting?
I mean, they're on the bubble, and Seaver has a massive stack.
Right.
The player who's not in has like 30 big blinds, so he's not too short. But I imagine Scott's still going to be applying pressure because it's a massive bubble. I mean, third is only 50K, but like, second is 300,000. It's pretty decent.
Yeah, why not just call here? I like that's what I would do. I don't know.
All right, Derek, Queen 9 suit.
I think I would call almost all the time. I might 3-bet just because I think Seaver's going to fold a lot, and then I guess it was a small blind that flatted, right?
No, big blind.
Never mind. I'm probably never 3-betting then because I don't want to be out of position. So yeah, I'm just going to flat every time.
Yeah, and remember, like you're playing it. Jake's a boss. Like he's the one that won the high roller in the Bahamas. He beat out Merson, and then I think he beat Merson head up, but they were 3-handed with Vanessa Self, so he's really good.
Yeah.
Casey, you're just flatting as well?
Fold. Let's go to the next hand.
No, but you would flat. I think we'd all flat.
Yeah.
I don't like 3-betting here because I think Seaver's going to 4-bet pretty wide or flat, and then we're just playing Queen 9 out of position. Okay, the flop is Queen 5-9 rainbow. So we have 24,500 in the pot. We're first to act. Queen 9-5. We flop top 2. Diego, what are we doing here?
Once again, I would like to know how they're playing post flop too. But
I mean, just really play the bubble dynamic because that's really what's going on. Like,
I mean, I'm checking every single time because I know that Seaver's going to c-bet like a huge percentage of his hands unless he literally has something like Ace-9 and just picks up showdown value. So
I still think he's c-betting that. I literally think he's c-betting every hand here.
Yeah, I
don't
agree
think
with that.
he's c-betting every hand, but literally it's such a huge percentage. I'm going to check here every time.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if I'm a check raise or check call.
Well, no, we're just starting.
Well, there's a third guy in the hand, so
right. Okay, all right. So let's start with a check.
we're all agreeing check is best here. There's no point in leading.
Right.
Okay.
Agreed.
So it's to Seaver now, and he makes it 15,000 with 24,500 in the pot. Now Ryan Fee's on the button. He calls. So 15, 30K. There's 24, so there's 55,000 in the pot, and now it's to you with top 2 in the big blind.
Let me get 40,500.
Is the board rainbow?
Yep.
Yeah, he said rainbow.
I make it 40,500 just because people know I'm aggro. I'm going to take stabs at pots, so I just try and make it look like I'm trying to make a move, hoping somebody tools out. Or maybe somebody actually has kings or aces, and then I'm in a pretty good spot. So I'm raising here every single time. Like, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind I'm raising.
Are you ever bluff raising here, though? Like, does your range have any bluffs when you do that, or are you...
10 jack, king 10s maybe.
Okay.
Like king 10 of
How
diamonds.
about 3-4 spades? I'm bluffing here all the time.
Okay, that's what that's what I'm asking, because given your image,
my raise doesn't really make sense unless I can bluff here sometime.
That's what I'm getting at, right? So they have to know you're capable of raising, which I guess when you're saying is
that's what I tried to say at the beginning. Maybe I said it wrong, but because of my image, I'm going to raise and hope somebody tools out, thinks I'm bluffing. But yeah, I have a lot of bluffs in my range, so.
Right.
Yeah, but you should have bluffs with equity on this board, like with backdoor equity. It doesn't even have to be a gut shot, but I'd like to have like at least a backdoor flush draw or straight draw.
Right, but I don't necessarily have to have backdoor equity to bluff here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember too, it's $100,000 buy-in, and you're on the bubble.
Also remember, it's the bubble.
Yeah, for sure. Agreed.
Mm-hmm. I see no reason not to raise.
Okay, so Casey's check raising. Diego?
Yeah, check. I mean, that's why I asked in the beginning, what's the dynamic? If I could get away with a check raise with the balanced range, I'm loving that. I'm going to check raise.
Casey, I want you to answer last, though, every time, because you're the pro. I want them to give them a sec, because I want to know what everyone's going to do, and I feel like, whatever, they have their own opinions, but I feel like you may sway. So just relax and wait your turn.
Sorry, Mark.
Okay, so Derek, you?
I would raise as well.
Sure you would, Derek. You're just saying that because I said it.
See what I'm saying? Fuck, I'm pissed.
No, I do think I'd raise here, especially, like, I might consider flatting if the guy in the middle had folded. I don't think I would. I think I would almost always raise, but that's the one situation where I might actually give it some thought. But I think with two guys in the pot, I'm going to assume that they both have some equity to beat us, like King 10, Jack 10, maybe even like Ace Queen,
but
Ace
think
9.
about it. Scott doesn't have to have equity at all. He's got $500K. He could have just peanuts.
Right. I guess what I should say is with the other guy flatting, I'm going to think somebody has some equity.
Yeah, but with if the other guy folded, your check raise, it looks even bluffier. So like, I think it makes it look stronger that you have two people in there when you check raise here. It looks more like a bluff. Like I'd be more inclined to bluff, just heads up. I mean, I'd be more inclined to raise, just heads up, because it looks even bluffier.
Yeah, I think
it's
100. I mean, it's 100K buy-in. They're on the bubble, like, and you got Seaver is crazy. Like, if you guys have seen him play, he's like super ag. So like, I'm not sure
the buy-in shouldn't really affect anything here.
I think a bigger buy-in affects people on the bubble for sure.
Okay, but we're just asking whether it's the best way to play the hand. The buy-in really shouldn't matter too much.
Yeah, you're right. It shouldn't, but it obviously will always have an effect. But you're right. It shouldn't. If we were playing perfect and we were millionaires, it wouldn't matter.
Right.
But the fact is, everyone's going to play a little different in 100K buy-in. But yeah,
check
variable.
100K buy-in, check fold.
I mean, that variable, it being a big buy-in, you can't necessarily say it's going to make people tighter. It could make people looser as well. Like
exactly.
It has an impact, but you can't say it's going to be one way or other.
No. I'm not saying that. In fact, I think Seaver's on the other side. I think he's going to play more aggressive on the bubble, obviously, because he has all the chips. And I don't even think Jake's going to really pay attention because he's, I don't think he really cares either about cashing. I think he's going to play perfect. But it's still there. Like,
sure.
It's still a factor. Okay, well, all of you were wrong. Jake just called. Well, not wrong, but Jake just calls, which at first I thought was interesting. But so they're three-way now, 70,000 in the pot. We go to the turn, which is a jack of clubs. So now we have Queen 5-9, Jack, and now there's two clubs. So backdoor flush. Draw is there. To Jake or us. What are we doing?
All right, hold on.
Diego.
Jake is first to act here.
Yeah, they don't change the order when you go to the turn. I don't know if you knew that.
I just remember who was Jake for a while. So the Jack. So,
and now play it as played.
Yeah.
I'm
trying to think because now
it sucks that he just calls because now it's impossible to play the hand the way I want to play it.
I know, but try, Casey.
Ask Derek. How about that?
I think I would lead now.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking. But
because that's pretty much like definitely one of the net worst cards.
So why is leading better than check calling? Or check raising.
Well, yeah, I mean, I like check bombing better than leading. Because what if
I worry about it checking through.
Yeah, okay, great, but what if he does have a huge draw and then he just calls, and then you're still out of position? Yeah. If he has a huge draw, he's gonna bet the turn, so then you can check bomb.
True. Although let's say we lead, and let's just say just Seaver calls, or who cares? Maybe they both call. It doesn't really matter, I guess. We then give ourselves the opportunity to check. I don't know if it's an opportunity. We can now check the river, and it gives Seaver or whoever's still in the pot a chance to bluff. There's going to be a lot of really good cards to bluff on the river. I guess it's just a matter of are we willing to call a big bet on the river.
But you don't think if we check here, you think he's going to bet his draw all the time?
Who, Seaver?
I think Seaver probably will.
Right.
Just from what little. I mean, I've never played with the guy, but just from watching him play.
Okay, so then we can bomb over him, right?
Right.
So there's never, like, if there's a chance that he's going to just check behind and get his free card, that kind of terrifies me, right? Like, so that's a big factor in my decision if I think he's going to bluff here or not.
That's why you check raise the flop, so you can lead the turn. If you check raise the flop, then you can bomb the turn by leading.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm check bombing here though.
That's why I'm saying I would lead
anymore at all. Like,
no, you don't have the nuts anymore, but you're only really beat by King 10, right?
Right, and it
Queen Jack beats you.
Queen Jack.
I guess.
Sets.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of sets here, but
8-10. I mean, I think Seaver's the only one that could have 8-10. Because I don't think the other guys can apply.
And if I lead here, I got to think what happens in the worst case scenario, right? So if I lead, what is in the pot going into this turn?
70,000.
Right. So if you lead out, like
we started the hand with roughly 170, by the way. Called 7 on the flop, 15 turns, so we have like 148 back.
Right. So
I literally check, make it 65,000 and fold to a shove.
You check, he bets, you make it 65.
There's 70 in 1,000. Say he bets 35,000. I'll make it 75,000 and then fold and have 80K left.
Again, you were supposed to go last. I hate you. No, I'm kidding. We're having a discussion. It's good.
Well. Okay, and if you lead, though, let's say you lead 35, and he shoves on you, then what happened? Then what do you do? That's what I'm trying to figure out about the lead. I'm trying to think about what I would do if he...
Well, then now it really sucks, because if he bombs that much, it looks like some sort of combo draw. Maybe he has, some sort of ace, king, queen or something, where he has a gut shot and top pair or something. I don't know. So now it sucks when he does that. I hate the way he played the whole hand, to be completely honest with you. Like, I don't know. I don't really get the just calling. It's kind of wettish. I mean, I know it's
not really wet at all. It's queen 9.
I mean, the queen 9, any card over a 9 is going to be a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, but I get it. But I mean, that's a pretty dry board.
But there's a lot of cards over a 9, though. That's a pretty big percentage.
There are, but there are. I mean, there's more under a 9, but I don't think I'm check. I mean, I may check raise this board 3-way. Head up, I'm definitely just check calling. But yeah, I don't hate check calling at all, even 3-way. I don't think it's bad.
I'm check raising 3-way, 2-way, 4-way, 5-way, 6-way, 7-way, 8-way, and 9-way.
Yeah, I mean, you'll get action though by one pair. I mean, I still think most people are going to be calling with like a one pair type hand here. But whatever, play it as played. Like, that's how you play. Remember, Jake's won the high roller, took third in a dub stop event, and has like millions and millions of cashes like you do online. So
okay, so I'm check raise folding or check evaluating if he checks back on the flop. On the turn.
I still like leading. I'm sticking with my lead. I also like leading because it puts Seaver in a spot if he doesn't have a hand, because he has to worry about the guy behind him. Our lead looks fairly strong because I'm betting into 2 people on what has now become a wet board if it wasn't wet before. I don't expect to get played back at with air very often.
But not air, but like
Queen 10
not
even air.
Queen
but yeah.
10 has a lot of equity against you. I don't think Queen 10 would raise you, but it's a shot.
Right. And I think we take control a little bit. We control the pot size a little bit. I mean, granted, we might get raised, but I think we can bet like 25 and fold.
I think,
or maybe even 25 and call, and then
I think if you bet 25, you're gonna get outplayed. They're gonna make you. I mean, if you're going to bet 25 and fold, then they should be raising you, right? Like, it just feels 25 is weak.
Yeah, but they don't know we're going to fold.
It feels kind of weakish to me. I think you're more inclined to get someone to bluff at you if you bet 25.
Okay,
if you bet
so
35,
Diego, what
maybe
are
that's
you
good.
doing then, Diego? We have check raise case. We have lead from KB.
Well, I think I would lead, and I would probably be calling most shoves. I'd be scared of Fee's shove, though. That would be the one.
The thing is, nobody's shoving a worse hand ever in the spot.
I know. That's what.
Ever.
I know.
So you're basically just lit
on.
on.
You don't think Seaver could now that there's.
They started the hand with 60 big blinds. Remember.
Yeah, but you don't think Seaver could shove draws he picked up even here? You know, like or.
It would be a massive draw. Like, it would be the sick. He wouldn't shove. He would raise, get it in, and it would be a massive draw. Like, it could just be a flush. No, it would be. No,
like
probably
10 of clubs or something.
I mean, I don't know if he does that. Maybe like a lead looks really strong. Like,
yeah. I know that's why that's my
more
concern
than
about
what you
it.
have.
Yeah.
Like, I think you're over-repping now, in my opinion. I would.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know what? I'm going back. I'm going back. Thinking about it a little bit more. I think if you check here, someone's almost always going to bet, and then you can get it in. I'm going to go with check raise. I think that's what Casey said, but
say that again because people are breaking up.
Would you ever lead?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think I would ever lead, but I mean, I understand why people are leading. I'm just not leading.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'll get to the action now. Jake checks, Scott checks. Quickly, what do we make of Scott's check? Sorry.
He c-bet fucking absolute Tim Dier and then gave up because two people called it a c-bet. There's no way Scott has a better hand than us.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. I think that's
I agree.
I think he can.
Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to go last.
No. That's fine. Okay, so now we get to Ryan Fee, who has the button. Remember, there's $69,500 in the pot. He makes it $35K. In order, Casey going last, Diego.
So Fees makes it $35K?
Yeah, start with range. And then we'll go into what you would do. Like, what are we ranging Ryan Fee now?
All right, so Ryan,
Let me keep the board in case to keep everyone up to speed. Queen 5-9 flop. Rainbow. Jack of clubs turn, which puts 2 clubs on the board. It's been checked to Ryan.
Is the queen a club?
I believe it's the 9 and Jack of club.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it underlined. Yes, it is the Jack and 9 of club.
Do we have any clubs?
We do not. Oh, yes, we do. We have the Queen of clubs.
Ah.
Interesting.
and Fees was the small
that
blind or
is
the big
really
blind?
important now that I think about it. Good job, KB.
He was the button.
I was the one that asked the question. Why does KB get a good job?
Good job, KB.
No, I asked if the queen was if we had any clubs.
Only because I asked if there was a queen of clubs on board.
Well, KB is running the best and playing the most, so he's our new lead pro. I've been meaning to talk to you about this. You have to start.
KB, you go last.
Yeah, KB goes last, right?
Should have done that. God damn it, that would have been a stinger. Okay, so go ahead, Diego.
So wait, I'm sorry, I'm just confused. Fees is what position is Fees in?
I told you the positions don't change on the turn.
I know, I can't remember where he was. So
he's on the button.
He's on the button. So he's last. He's last to act. He's on the button.
I'm just needling you. I'm sorry. Yes.
So he was in the small blind. He checked, and then Jake checked, and then Seaver checked, and then he gets another shot.
You've never played this game? That's how they play in the high rollers. Okay. Yes. We check the big blind. Seaver checks under the gun to the button. Ryan Fee. He makes it $35,000 and the $70,000. Half pot. To us with top 2 pair. What are we ranging Ryan? Tell me what Ryan has here. Let's range Ryan.
Ryan could have any, a queen, a jack. He could have something as strong as queen jack. He could have.
What jacks is he betting here? No.
I doubt he has a jack.
He doesn't have a jack.
He can just take the show down here with the jack then.
Because his jacks are 10 jack and king jack.
Like, that's what I mean. Like, is there a combo jack here? Like, he could have jack 10.
Those are the only jack
king. Well, king jack would be a straight already, so he would have that.
It's okay. King jack and 10 jack should be the only jacks he has here.
How is king jack a straight?
It's a straight draw on the flop.
No, he said a straight already.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm getting confused. I without a hand in front of me, sometimes it's hard to do this.
No, that's a straight. 9 jack, queen.
Okay, F you.
Long Island straight.
Okay, so we agree. Hold on.
Yeah.
We agree that the only jacks are king jack and 10 jack. Open ended and on the flop, gut shot and an over on the flop.
Right.
I have a straight to the pair of jacks.
Well, he'd probably check king jack too. I think 10 jack.
I think all jacks that call.
I think every jack he's checking, even 10 jack.
Okay.
And even if he has like some random jack that he's just floating, like ace jack first, whatever jack he has, he would be just checking back here.
I agree.
All right.
So we're not giving him any jacks.
Right.
Unless it's queen jack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Obviously, we're no one pair jacks we're giving him, but yes, he can definitely have queen jack and jack 9.
Right.
Okay.
I mean,
Jack 9.
He'll have a bunch of flush draws, because you said there's 2 clubs on the board now, right?
It would be a floated flush draw, though, so...
Well, but if it's with, like, a jack or, if it's like ace-jack or, which
if he has any jack, you can't have a flush draw. The jack of clubs is on board.
Yeah, jack of clubs is on board. But he could have ace-5 of clubs, but I don't think he's going to bet that on the turn either.
Yeah, but why is he overcalling the flop?
Because he has a pair and a backdoor flush draw. It's not the worst.
What pair? It's Jack 9-5?
Yeah.
I guess the only flush draw with a pair is ace-5 of clubs. He never has that hand.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, maybe he could have ace-queen of clubs or something, or king-queen of clubs. Oh, no, well, we know Jake has... He doesn't know... Yeah, we can't because Jake has the queen of clubs. But... So, yeah, he can't have that. We know that because we're Jake. We're playing Jake. We know we have Jake.
Right, that's why I asked if the queen of clubs was on board, because right away I thought somebody had king.
Well, KB asked that, right?
No, yeah, I asked if the queen of clubs was on board. I'm just last, not top.
That was my insight.
Okay, so we are giving him jacks.
What's in your insight?
All the jacks he has are 2-pair jacks.
Yeah.
Well, that he's betting, we're saying. All the other jacks he's going to check back. 10 jack, king jack.
Jack. That's not a 2-pair jack.
Yeah, but we're not giving him jacks because he's 3-betting that pre-4-handed. Or should be. Maybe not. Who knows? Okay, so what else are we ranging him? Betting half pot here. Do we make anything of his sizing? Half pot it?
I mean, not really.
Yeah, it seems like a normal size.
All right, let's go to the big pro here. Casey, what are we thinking here? Range him for us.
I mean, I was thinking king, queen of clubs, but since we have the queen of clubs, I think that he's probably betting a big queen, king, queen, or ace, queen. He's probably betting
ace, queen pre?
He probably is, but I mean, I've seen like some crazy stuff recently where people are just flatting that stuff. And like you said, it is $100K buy-in, so I think he could have king, queen, but I think it's more than likely he has some sort of moderate showdown value with a draw, like maybe.
Yeah, I think king, queen can easily flat pre. I mean, I think ace, queen, he 3-bets, but there's definitely some guys that will flat here with ace, queen, and it's not bad.
He's probably going to bet queen 10.
Yeah, top pair gut open-ended for sure. Queen 9, he can have queen 9. He could flat the button with top 2 on the flop.
Yeah.
Expecting Seaver to have air and Jake just has nothing. So
yeah, I'm not worried about Seaver. Like to me, it's like he already folded.
So I mean, he can obviously have sets too here. I mean, I think we always assume so, but we're.
I mean, I think as played, I'm just gonna call now.
Really?
Yeah.
Instead of check bombing like you said at first.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call now.
Okay, because all right, yeah. Well, but we're ranging him heavy on queens. A lot of combo queens and like minimal queen. Like he can have like maybe Jack 9 2-pair type hands, but if they're 1-pair type hands, it's usually going to be a queen with some sort of gut shot open end, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like just calling too, and I think because I think that most
your answer.
Why do you always change to my answer, lead pro?
You see what I'm saying, Casey? That's why you go third.
Well, no, I never answered.
No, you said lead. We haven't gone.
Oh, I thought we meant as played. We were doing as played now.
Oh yeah, all right, yeah, we are doing as played now. You would just call.
Yeah, because I think that all the hands, like bigger hands that we are ahead of, like ace, queen, king, queen, I think a lot of those would have 3-bet pre. So I think I feel like we're either up against something like queen, jack, which we're behind, obviously, or jack 9, which I'd rather not blow him off of, to be honest. Like, I don't know that he would fold a hand like jack 9, but if he has a hand like that, I just assume he'd stay in the pot. So really I feel like if we shove here, we basically get called like queen, jack, queen 9 in sets, and we fold everything we beat, including draws. Now, I know we might get drawn out on, but we can always reevaluate if it comes like king of clubs or 10 of clubs.
I like
Did we talk about him possibly having Queen 10 and what we thought about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know we mentioned that as a hand that's in his range. And if it is, he's got a ton of equity, but I don't think he's necessarily folding. He might.
If
he has Queen 10, I would like to know.
I'm trying to figure out how weighted he is towards Queen 10.
And I'm just not, I guess.
I think he's more likely to have Queen 10 than Ace Queen.
I agree with that.
Right,
mm-hmm.
Right.
I think everyone agrees there.
Because
I disagree.
What about compared to King Queen though? That's probably equal. I think he would flat King Queen.
Yeah, I agree.
Flat Ace Queen.
I think he might 3-bet that forehand, but it's arguable for sure. Like I think he might play it different ways 50% of the time. Like he might flat 50% of the time, might raise 50% of the time. But yeah, I just feel like I think we can only. I mean, I guess if we want to we don't necessarily have to shove. I mean, we can just raise call off, but if we shove, I just think we fold out like things that we beat. Like I don't think
random bluffs.
Yeah, random bluffs, Jack 9, Queen 5, all that stuff, and we obviously get snapped by hands that beat us.
And who knows if maybe this guy's really barrel happy? Maybe he'll bluff the river when he misses clubs, or like if he has like a floated Ace 10 or something. Like who knows if he's bluffing? We have no read on that.
Right.
But yeah. I mean, that was...
And if it comes like the deuce of hearts, we just check call.
Just bluff catch?
Yeah. I mean, maybe
Seems kind of nitty, but I mean, the board's not very good now.
Right.
Like, the Jack's kind of it's a really shitty card. I mean, that's why Casey said check raise. Yeah, okay, I was giving you your credit. All right, so let's move on with the hand. Jake just calls here and Seaver folds. So now we have $140,000 in the pot going to the river. The river is an offsuit king, so there's no flush. Again, I'm going to read out the board. Queen 5-9 flop, Jack turn, King river. We are head up. It is on us. Casey,
check every time.
Oh, hey.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, what else are you going to do?
Raise, bet, lead.
To be fair, I didn't hear what he said.
Okay. All right, so, well, we know the board. I mean, everyone says check.
No, lead.
Queen 5-9, Jack King.
How much do we have left in our stack? Like 100?
We have roughly, we have 110,000, and there's 100.
Yeah, but he doesn't. He has less than us, so effectively
No, effectively, I think Jake was the shortest. It's really close. They're like basically even to start the hand. It was hard to get.
All right. Are you saying check, Diego?
Yeah, I'm saying check.
Man, I think leading is kind of sexy.
Why are we leading?
I think it looks super strong.
I mean,
basically, it's not a club, right?
No, it's not a club.
So, I mean, he basically has to have a 10, which we ranged him on a lot of hands that have 10s in them.
Okay, what size are you leading? That's what I want to know.
Well, I'd have to know the exact
Why are you
stats.
leading? I need an answer with that.
I think we fold out hands that beat us.
So you're turning your hand into a bluff?
Yeah.
See, I think if you were playing like a $5 on Bovada, you could throw a blocking bet out there. If they may not see through it, but I think this guy.
I agree with that.
I think
I think that works on, and then you just like blocker bet fold.
Yeah, right. But here it's obviously a different caliber of player.
Wait, so you like KB? I want to get back. You like leading to turn the hand into a bluff?
I'm not necessarily I like it. I just think it's a pretty interesting spot to maybe do it. Like, let's say we have 100 and he has 120 or whatever. Like, what if we bet like 40 here?
Well, so now you're blocking. You're not bluffing or betting for value, or are you? What are you doing exactly by betting 40 into 140,000?
I think we're pretty much I think we're turning our hand into a bluff. But I think we fold a lot. Well, I guess what are we folding out? We're folding out king, queen.
But
Can we just check, please?
Are you even folding out king, queen, though? If you bet 40? You may not fold out king, queen.
It just looks so nutty.
But who... Sorry, I know you've said this already, Mark. Who led the turn Was it who bet the turn?
It was the button. It was button. Right.
No, oh my God, Diego.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm having trouble following.
I know. I should have given you a write up, but I wanted it to be. I wanted no one to know what's going on, so we could just have a real conversation about a hand. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I like it.
Right.
Okay, so go ahead, KB. You didn't finish your point, so I.
Yeah, I mean, we might even. God, do we get him to fold sets?
Are you ever getting called by worse?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Definitely not.
Yeah, so it's a pure bluff.
Yeah, I think it is a pure bluff. I don't know. I mean, it's a little bit of like a combo. No, it's.
I think you're trying to block. I think you're.
There's no value. Yeah, it's like half blocker, half bluff.
And like I said, I don't think that works as well in these guys.
Yeah, I definitely.
But in a way, isn't that exactly the reason to do it? Like, if Fee's a huge thinking player, he's gonna like, well, he would never do this as a blocker.
Oh boy.
Okay, let's hear from Casey now. Go ahead. We've heard them.
I just check. I mean, it's a check every time.
And
but my hand still has some showdown value. I'm not just gonna turn my hand with 2 pair showdown value into a bluff. I think I could be good, a good enough percentage of the time to be checking every time.
So you are check calling, you're saying?
No, I'm not necessarily check calling. I'm check evaluating.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, let's play that. Let's play he bets. I mean, it's going to matter sizing, obviously. But
right.
Say you bet 70,000 and you would have 50 back if you called.
The big blind's $3K.
Yes.
Yeah.
My problem is check calling is my problem check calling is I don't think he's gonna bluff.
It's a fold. It's a fold if he there's just like, what hand is he what are you beating here? What hand is he betting 70,000 and your hand's good? What hand?
Right. You got the worst 2 pair. Yeah.
He has 4-4. Like, what hand? Like.
There's not many. We said maybe he could have ace-5 of clubs if he floated bottom pair, backdoor flush draw, and then bet turn. Maybe he turns that into a bluff.
Yeah.
That's one hand. I
guess the question is, how could you ever be good here?
Yeah, that's
how could you ever be good? Like,
unless it was just a pure move and he has absolute Timby sauce, like, it's got to be a fold.
And remember what we were ranging Ryan Fee too. We've went heavy combo draws with. Well, now we're only giving him Queen 10 to continue betting, or maybe like Ace 10 if he floated it, but because we don't expect him to bet with Jack 10, so that's out of the question.
I mean, he's definitely just checking his Jack 9 and even his Queen Jack there. He's not betting 70K.
Or King Queen.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a fold. Like, it's a fold if he bets 7. Yeah, if he bets 70K, it's a fold.
Any more comments?
No, I agree.
KB, are you holding strong? You still like the lead, or are you swayed at all?
I'm definitely like 100% sold on the lead, but I think I like it. I mean, we essentially just give up.
Well,
we just give up if we check.
Obviously, what are you trying to get him off of when you're leading the river?
King, Queen, Queen, Jack, and sets.
But you have to really lead that river. You can't just throw 40K out there. Like, he may...
And 40K is like 2/3 of the pot.
No, there's 40 in the pot now.
Oh. Shove. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you would say you bet bigger now. Now that you know the pot, you would bet bigger?
Yeah.
Like what, half-ish or something?
I mean, you basically, you're close to having the shove.
Yeah, it is close to the show because we have basically a...
Like maybe 40K back. We could bet and have 40K back 10 bigs.
Oof.
And it's like 2/3.
I mean, yeah, I think check is probably the answer. Now that I
okay.
More.
All right, so everyone is checking the river.
But shoving's kind of hot.
Jake Schindler goes into the tank for around 1:30 to 2 minutes with Queen 9 and leads 70,000.
Sexy.
Wow.
So KB was right. Ryan Fee goes into the tank for around 2 minutes and folds King Queen. I think it's the sickest hand I've heard in so long. I've seen, period. That Jake knows to turn 2 pair into a bluff there. KB, props to you, bro. Like, honestly thought it was the sickest thing I'd ever seen. Like, and the fact that you were sniffing it out, but you gave up, so I'm not going to give you that much credit. And, dude, I swear on my life, I would have never led here. I would have never, if you told me this.
I mean, it only works because he has the perfect read. And
right.
Okay, thank you. But that's the most important thing, Casey. You said it perfect. And you know Jake knows what he has here when he leads.
Yeah, that's the only reason it works. Like, I don't think it's a lead every single time. As a matter of fact, I think it's never a lead unless you literally have him on that exact hand. And I thought he had king-queen at the beginning. I thought it was king-queen of clubs. But even then, that's still an absurd lead.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you were ranging him at king-queen, I was like, maybe Casey's going to get it, because you were really heavy on king-queen exactly. I was like, maybe Casey will lead, but, like, it's kind of an absurd spot to turn showdown into bluff when you have two pair.
Right.
But Jake absolutely, and when Stapes was doing it, he was, like, talking about it. He's like, is he really value betting? I mean, and Stapes didn't really know that he was bluffing because he doesn't play. But everyone tweeted at him and said, no, he's bluffing. And I honestly am watching this, not live. I watched the replay and hadn't heard anything. And, like, I had to rewind it, like, 5 times.
Well, I mean, what makes the hand really super sick is not only does he literally have to put him on king-queen to turn his hand into a bluff, he literally has to put him on king-queen and know that he's going to fold that.
Right, and he bets
because a lot of people aren't folding that.
Yeah, no, that right. But you know what I think? I think he bet the perfect amount.
I mean, Jack 9. We gave him Jack 9. Like, there's other two pairs, but I'm guessing he's putting him on exactly king queen too.
I mean, he folds for the reason we were going to fold if he would have bet.
I mean, I guess it's just as likely he has a set of 9s as king queen, or not as likely because there's not as many combos. But I mean, he can have a set.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same thing. We're getting him to bluff, we're getting him to fold everything but a straight.
I mean, I think it's a really sick hand by Jake, but it's obviously very read and player dependent.
Of course. And Casey, like I was saying, I 100% would have always checked. I would never even think on that level to lead there. I mean, I feel like I'm giving KB props. And did you do that on purpose?
No, sorry, just clearing my
Hey, I never told you about this hand, did I?
No, you told me that there was some crazy hand you want to talk about on the podcast, but you never ran it down for me.
I was like, this motherfucker probably already seen the hand.
I haven't. I swear I've never seen this hand.
I don't think he would do that.
I would give KB props if he said, I'm turning into a bluff because I know he has king-queen. Because that's why Jake did it. That's not why KB did it.
KB said he was turning into a bluff. Like he was saying he was going to fold king-queen and shit. But the thing is, Casey, he backed out like a bitch at the end.
I did. I wish I would have stuck with it now. I mean, you're essentially just betting that he doesn't have a 10.
But I think it's even more. I think it's deeper than that. I think it's.
Yeah, true.
I just thought it was like the sickest hand ever. I actually was talking to it with a couple other people today. Like to know to turn 2 pair into a bluff there is just like he's elite. He's high level. Yeah, it's just sick.
And I do think it helps. The bubble dynamic, I think, plays a pretty big role there, too.
And he's played with the guy for, 10 hours, so he has a good read on, he's obviously able to range him way easier than we are. I mean, we're just guessing. We don't even know anything about Ryan, except he plays cash.
The key is the way that Jake plays the hand, he can really have a 10 in his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he played it so passive.
Yeah.
Oh.
I wonder what happens if we had check raised to the flop. I wonder if it gets all in and we lose.
No, 60 bigs. If anything, it's just going to be called, and then the turn probably goes check. I mean, maybe again on the turn. I don't know. Jake's more about post flop. I wish we could talk.
Playing pot.
Yeah, I wish we could talk, see what his thought process was and why he didn't check raise the flop. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
I mean, what a great hand for a podcast. Who picked this one?
Yeah, good job typing it up and letting us follow it along.
I had to fuck with you so you could ask me who was what.
Yeah, I'm sure people love asking over and over again. Who's that again? What position is taken?
Nobody else ever had to ask that.
But the thing is, that's how TPE has to hear it. When they're driving in their car listening to the podcast, they don't get the hand in front of them, Diego.
Yeah, Diego.
Well,
Thank you, Casey.
I make sure to continually remind people what position people are in, Mark.
Oh, Derek and you're the one who didn't even know you could see a hand history on Bovada later.
Do we need to put out a warning that you should not do this in a $5 tournament on Bovada because you are going to get called by King Queen?
I think, yeah. Well, you may be value betting in a $5. You'll get called by like King Deuce.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right.
Like, dude, I rivered it. I got him.
You're just merging bluff value.
That was a good hand, Mark.
Yes, very good hand, Mark.
Thank you for bringing.
Oh no, we
that to
should
the
thank
table.
Jake. Casey knows Jake. Maybe you could get him on a podcast or something.
Oh. Casey, make that happen.
Okay.
In between all the wedding planning.
Anyways, I'll give the result in case. You can check this out on YouTube, guys, too. It's at the 2 hour and 27-minute mark. High Roller 100K, Seminole Hard Rock. Maybe I won't spoil who wins. I won't. I'll let it go.
I need to watch this now. It sounds like
Let
a
it
good.
go!
Sounds like a good.
Mark has Casey clearly has a kid.
Let it see it. Wait, is that...
No grown man is singing that song unless you have a kid.
Frozen? Yeah, Frozen.
My son's watching, I don't know, Apocalypse Now upstairs or something right now.
Utopia.
Well, if your 18-year-old son was watching a lot of Frozen.
You'd be worried.
All right.
He's 17, man. He's still a kid.
Yeah, so check that out, guys. It's all the hands are face up too, so it's awesome. We got another hand, or what's the deal?
Good hand, Mark. I will give you your props.
Good job, Mark.
Yeah.
I'll put some
I
applause.
didn't hear Casey.
It's all right, Mark.
Oh, crickets?
I think I actually hear. Are there crickets outside your window, Mark? I actually hear them. I guess.
There are.
Born, I heard crickets.
Hey,
That's crazy.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so the next hand that I pulled, the hand that I pulled is from the forum. It is, the title of the thread is Top Pair Whole Way, King King, plus turn flush draw equals
Flush drawer.
Flush drawer.
Oh,
You
flush
living in Jersey now?
flush drawer with the backdoor grit draw.
Yeah. You the flush draw, yeah?
Equals unsure whether to bet or bluff catch. And he says this is from a $10 turbo on merge. It's early on at 60, 120 with a $12 ante. I guess that's the ante size on merge at that level. I have most of the starting stack. Villain slightly less. He's new to me, but he's been opening 43-15 and has already called a C-bet twice in a row and called a re-steal once. Okay, so it's a $500 on merge turbo. Hero has 37 big blinds, 4,500 to start the hand, and there's 4 folds, and the villain raises to, basically min raises to 240. There's a fold, and the hero is, I can't tell what position he's in.
Big blind.
Yeah, he's in the big blind?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. He's in the big blind with
With
kings.
a flush drawer?
No, not yet. So here, what's your 3-bet size here?
I don't know. I think his sizing is fine. 600 out of position with antes. Casey's much smaller, I'm sure.
Why is that, Casey?
Are his kings suited?
Casey's never much smaller.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
I'll be honest.
I'm not laughing.
Your wife would agree.
All right. Edit at the 1 hour and 20.
No, do not take that out. That was too funny.
Flush drawer?
All right. We'll go.
Mark, are you?
No.
You and I have been flatting. Well,
Oh, I thought you were going to make fun of me, so I made...
Let's not say what we've been doing recently, but are you ever flatting here?
No.
Not this deep.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, no, I am flatting here sometimes, for sure.
Really? Why?
I like to under-rep my big pairs, so I like to flat aces and kings out of the blinds and turn all my, like, ace X, king X. Not all, but a lot of my ace X hands in the bluff and 3-bet. Just play under-rep. It's not balanced at all, but nobody can pick up on it because I don't go to Showdown that often. Like, plus he's starting the hand. The opener only has 32 bigs, so I still think I can get it in just by flatting. I'm not always flatting here. But another thing I have, too, he's 43-15.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, what do you make of him being a 43?
He's super, passive bad. He doesn't open that much, and he just plays a lot of flops. So, like, building a pot is probably a good idea here.
Yeah,
and just
he's going to call you so much. Like, he's probably just going to call you, like, almost all the time. I guess he does fold a lot, but if he's that passive, he's probably just calling you. These guys
it's hard to tell that based on just 43-15, but, like, it'd be a tragedy not, like, maybe even just, like, making this, like, literally 400 is the best. Like, losing this guy is bad.
Yep.
And I don't know if he's going to notice. I don't know if he's going to be thinking any different based on our sizing, because I'm not sure he's that type of player.
Yeah.
Casey, what do you do?
Oh, I was sleeping. Sorry. No. There's no antes, right? Oh, $12.
There is. Yes, there's a small ante.
I would 3-bet to probably around 600. I think it's perfect.
Okay. All right. So Hero does that, and he gets called. And so going to the flop, there's 1344 in the pot. Hero has king of spades, king of diamonds. And the flop is queen of hearts, 3 of spades, 8 of spades. So his backdoor flush draw. Obviously, he has an overpair to the board. And he is first to act. So, KB, start with you. What do you think?
KB!
I think that since we 3-bet, I would lead, and I'd probably do that with every hand that I 3-bet, not just because it's kings and the board is queen high. I would bet here, c-bet here every time. I'd probably make it pretty small, though. Like, there's 2 spades on the board, but we have the king of spades. He is not going to have 2 spades all that often. Like, I'd probably bet pretty small. Like, I might bet just because he's so fishy. And
I might go like 455 or 555 here.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. Like maybe even like 425 or something. I think that'll set up, like, because then we can bet like really small on the turn too, and then it just sets up a really nice river shove.
Wow, chirp.
Yeah. The guy started with 32 bigs.
AZN trained.
Is KB our new lead pro? But effective it's 33 bigs. The guy started the hand with 4,000.
32. It's 32.7 bigs effectively.
Yeah. My bad.
Hey, KB.
Hey, KB, you got a picnic basket?
I also agree that Hero makes it 650 here. It's too big. I
think the c-bet is fine. He 3-bet the 600, so 650 is fine.
It's definitely fine, but for me it's too big. Yeah, it's not a mistake. For me, it's a little too big. I want him to call. He's more likely to call with weaker holdings if we make it smaller. Had I not had the king of spades here, I may go a little bigger. But I'm fine as fine.
I literally make it 650 here.
KB, what are you?
I'm not just saying that. I think his sizing's perfect.
I think if he has a queen, we're getting it all anyway. So I just want to keep in like ace jack with the ace of spades and I don't know, just all that kind of. Like, I just want to keep all his hands in. It doesn't matter if he has a queen because, like I said, we're getting it all. So I'd rather just make it smaller. But like everybody said, I don't think 650 is a mistake at all.
It's the exact size I picked.
Right.
Yeah, but remember, KB's the lead pro because he was the one that got the Schindler hand right. So we're gonna go with smaller.
All right, smaller it is.
Nice hand, KB.
Right.
Pass me the honey.
Hey, picnic basket, hey, KB.
All right.
What you're doing?
It's Vegas. Trust me, we've all gone crazy because we hang out in Vegas too much.
All right, so Hero does bet 650. Casey likes it. The villain just calls, so we're going to the turn now with 26.44 in the pot. So where does that leave us now in terms of effective? Let's see. The villain started with 39.70, and looks like 12.50 went in.
He's got 22 bigs left.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a little over pot is what he has. I think he has 2,700.
That's right.
This is an easy street. Like, oh, should I go last?
Well, no,
KB's last, lead pro last.
So
Okay,
26-44 going to the turn. The turn is a 9 of spades. So now you got Queen of Hearts, 3 of spades, 8 of spades, 9 of spades. So we'll go to you first, Casey, since we're going to go to KB last.
This is a check shove every single time for me because these absolute fish cannot resist when you check, and that turn is he's going to be I'm going to rep here every single time, and he's going to. So I just check shove every single time, and it always works here. I double here every single time with a check shove.
I like it, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Is the hand over? Is the hand? Is that it?
I wish I would have gone before, Casey, because I may not have agreed, but I actually really like that.
Well, you know what? What would you have said? Like, what were you thinking? Okay. I'll have to stick by it.
Yeah, I think a lot of the times I am check shoving, and I think it is a really good board to check shove because we have the second nut flush draw. I think when he's flatting a 3-bet and he calls the flop, I think he's...
Yeah, can you range him on the flop? I'd love to hear.
I mean, he's got a lot of queens. He's got a lot of queens. I think he's got jacks and tens. Sure, he has some flush draws that get there. It can be the nuts too, which sucks, but I'm just not capable of folding this here. I think he's more likely to have the queens and stuff like that. I'm not worried about 10 jack. So I'm kind of worried about him checking back, and if a spade comes and he doesn't have a spade, we may not get that extra equity from the queen. So I lean towards a small bet here.
I guess that's what I'm afraid of too. Like, when you say it, Casey, it makes a lot of sense.
These people can't resist betting turns like that. They can't resist.
With tens or jacks, you think, or you know, even with a 10 or jack,
because if he has a spade, then he's going to think, well, I'm never crushed because I either have the best hand or I have the draw. And if he doesn't have a spade, he's going to be like, well, I don't want another spade to peel off, so I'm going to bet. So yes, he's going to bet tens or jacks too, I think, because you checked and you showed weaknesses.
Well, then you shouldn't be. I think for the most part, then I guess check shove in case he has a flush draw.
Yeah,
maybe just check call would be best if he's.
That's if he has tens or jacks. There's a lot of other hands that he's betting and calling.
That you need to get in on this year.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's the worst case scenario is your check shove pushes him off tens or jacks, but it's super hard to range him on just that.
Do you think he's? No. Do you think he's folding tens or jacks if we barrel flop? I mean, if we barrel turn.
If he doesn't have a spade, he definitely is.
I don't know if he's definitely, but yeah, he's more like definitely. You're not folding jacks or tens to a double barrel. Like a lot of people are going to double barrel this card because they have a spade or to rep the flush.
With Puri.
My exact play would be, and not norm. I kind of like check shove the most, but I just worry about him checking back. But what I would have said would be I would have bet 850 into 2,700.
What hand does he have that he's checking back?
Tens, jacks. I don't think he's necessarily going to turn those into a bluff.
What about a weak queen with
some queens, maybe queen 10 with like the 10 of spades, something like that. I think he's got a lot of hands he's going to check back. But the thing is, what made it real for Casey is he's right. When you check here, they're just gonna bet like anything he has. He's just gonna bet. Like if he has sevens, he's just gonna bet.
Yeah, people can't help themselves, man. They can't.
Yeah.
And like maybe I don't see hands the way other people see them because I know what's gonna happen against me.
Well, I think that's a valid point. Like.
Yeah, but you still have to play against a lot of unknowns and fish who may not know you early on, right? Like.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I just used the theory that this guy's not going to be able to help himself, and he's not. I can't imagine not doubling on this hand. I can't imagine not doubling. Like I'm going to check shove here every time, and they're always going to call.
Well, if that's going to happen, then I love the line.
And if he checks back, we still can kind of shove river.
Yeah, it's around pot. Like I said, for me, it's just like if a 10 or a jack comes on the river, a spade comes, there are a bunch of cards that kill action. So I would just be greedy and I bet really small. Because I'm not...
You know what the problem with that is if he has that hand, he's just calling, and then he's probably folding the river.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. That's right. Because you're building the pot, and
but those types of hands are going to be the hands he checks back, though.
Sometimes he's going to be like, "Oh, I can't help myself because I'm a fish." Bet.
But if he's going to, like Casey says, I think he's going to fold a river a lot here, and if you're going to get the small bet, you might as well get it on the river, because you'll get it on the river, because he'll call you then, and you do give him the chance to check, to bluff when you check to him on the turn. So you're still getting that small bet value.
I don't think it's a bad line. It's just
when the guy can't help himself and he bets sevens here, and then we shove. He goes, "Oh, he has the ace of spades. Call."
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I like that on a lot of boards. I just feel like sometimes we're going to be missing out on, some chips here. I don't think either play is bad at all. And I'm not sure which one is better. It's kind of impossible to say because we don't really know how this guy is playing.
I think you only miss chips. I think you only miss chips from ace queen. Ace queen is the only hand where you're going to get two bets.
That's getting in anyway.
Right. Well, on the you're right. Okay, so that makes my point even better because the only one that's going to call two streets here that's worse than you is probably ace queen. But like you said, it'll probably get in anyway on the river.
He doesn't have ace queen.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think he has ace queen either. But I mean, if he does,
that's what I mean. Right. That's the only one, and it's a small part of his range.
I mean, there's other queens. Mm-hmm. There's like queen jack and stuff. Like people are flatting 3-bets with queen jack.
But he's going to bet queen jack when that spade comes off on the turn.
That's right.
Yeah, but he's also,
Where if I lead, he's just going to call with it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, but now, it's less than half pot on river. If you just want
to argue with me, right?
No, because I actually like your line. I just think both. It's hard. It's impossible for me to say which one is best.
Are you mad because you didn't get the role in Honey, I Shrunk the Marc Alioto?
All right. I say we just continue this hand after Casey's wedding on a TPE Live. And we debate it all over again and see where our minds are at that time.
Do you guys want to hear the right answer or not?
Oh, all right. All right. Yeah, Casey's sitting back. Okay. Lead pro, what would you do?
Oh, I want to get the right answer.
I have sat back and I have taken in all of your information. I have decided the correct answer is check shove every time because these guys just can't resist when you check to them.
It might just be your image. You might just know your image.
I'm going to have to agree with KB on this.
All right. See, before Casey was saying it, but now since the lead pro, I stand corrected.
No, my serious
you know what's
answer
funny
is
when Mark stands corrected, he's still shorter than us.
Wow. That's very creative. I like that.
Now I'm going to need another therapist. Unbelievable.
I will say that I actually changed my mind because I liked Casey's answer better, but I think in game I bet like $750 here every time. But I don't know that that's the right answer. I don't think that's necessarily the best.
Well, you win a nice pot and I double, so.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I think I've come around to Casey's side. I kind of agree with him, and I still think we can get a really nice river bet in if we check.
Or he has queen jack and checks back and it comes a spade and you bet river and get nothing. So I mean, you guys keep saying it's one way or the other, but if the board comes the other way, all of a sudden you get zero chips.
Yeah, it could go. Yeah,
yeah.
True.
I'm saying how could you say either or is best because
it's check shove.
Wait, Derek, you think check shove? Yeah, it is check shove.
I'm actually changing my mind.
Oh, good.
I'm going with a small
check fold because he has 10 jack. Check.
Pile.
Oh, he has aces here, ace of spades. I fold.
No, I think it's. I mean, it's an interesting spot too because this is a spot you face all the time.
Yeah, and I double
every session.
Dude, the thing is, but Casey, if you knew a guy was really floaty, you would check. Like, if you knew the guy was really floaty, you would always check the turn. But, like, without this information, readless, I mean, I think it's really hard to say,
I know, but I'm just saying fish can't help themselves, dude.
How do we know fish?
Because 90% of people we play against are, so I just play the numbers.
He was running 43.15.
Right.
We do make a living off this game, and we're all not smart.
I think he's got a lot of queens, though. God, I think I really am going back towards betting. I think he just has a queen so often, and he can't resist 700. But he's going to bet a queen. He's going to bet a queen.
But
if
he can't resist calling 700, he's betting.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, there's a lot of queens he checks back. I mean, yeah, it's tough.
There isn't a lot of queens he checks back. There's a queens you check back. There's not a lot of queens he checks back.
I think that's tough to say. What did Andrew say? He's in the chat, and I haven't seen.
Andrew posed some interesting philosophical questions and never gave his opinion.
Yeah, he made him think about what ranges this guy could be on, or what ranges you should have here. So it was more of a here's how to think of it answer, not a here's what you should do answer.
Yeah, I wish he gave a piece of advice, but I mean he gives advice, but yeah, he doesn't give a solid answer on what he would do in this spot. It's a pretty interesting hand. I think there's obviously arguments for either option.
It's a simplistic hand. It's a double.
But I think Casey's is right.
It's literally, I honestly think I double here every single time. I really do. I'm not just saying that because I want to be the lead pro again. I really think I double here every time.
Diego, have you said what you do?
Yeah, I'm doing what the real lead pro, Casey, says.
I'm glad you had to clarify Casey.
In game, though, I might have led here, so I won't lie.
Yeah. But I got to be honest to you. There's another thing is you guys all lead way more than I do. I almost never lead at anything.
It's not, but it's not like we're leading. We're the aggressor, so we're not leading. We're the aggressor.
Yeah,
Continuation battle.
Yeah, you're just barreling here. Yeah.
Yeah, leading is the wrong term.
I do lead a lot, but I think leading's the nuts. But we're just continuing.
Yeah, and I have watched Casey enough to know that this works a lot for him.
Yeah, but
a little bit of it.
See, the thing is with Casey, it's different. Like he has to play every hand differently because he's gonna get fucked with so often. Nobody believes him. So it may be better for him to do that. Yeah. I don't know what I like more. I mean, I'm thinking sexy. I just get mad if he checks back hands that he would call
right. Turn. I'm just putting myself in front of my computer with 6 tables up and seeing this, and I'm probably thinking, good chance he has a queen here. Let me lead another street and try to build a pot and make it hard for him to fold the river. But I could see definitely why Casey says check shove.
I mean, I check shove king in the W stop this year in almost this exact spot, and the guy's great line, and yeah, he had king queen.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it does look when you check shove, you do open his mind up to that ace of spades.
He folded king queen when you check shove.
No, he called and I doubled.
Wow.
You
would have got it all anyway. I mean, who's folding?
KB, 4 minutes in, and then 5 minutes in, I was out.
60 seconds later, out.
No, I think it's a good hand, though. And we'll put a link to it on the podcast page so people can see the hand history and reignite the discussion, because I do think it's a good one. And there's some really good input in there from Andrew Brokus.
Yeah, and I don't think we get a result, do we?
No.
We don't get a result, unfortunately.
Which is actually probably good. If you're listening,
for the discussion,
don't put a result in yet, because I think this one might actually generate some more convo.
I wonder if shoving's good. It's pot.
No.
Then we get it all.
We get it all with a check shove, too. Anything that he's calling a shove with,
you're assuming they're always betting. How can you assume someone's always betting? That's just not how the game works. When you check, someone doesn't bet 100% of the time.
No, I never said 100% of the time.
I mean, that's basically what you're saying. You're getting it all every time.
That more times than not, these people can't help themselves. More times than not. And I think there's more value in my opinion, 80-90% of the times where you get it in double than the few amount of times and he's going to check back than you betting 750 and getting that for value. I just think there's way more value in taking the opportunity to double.
Well,
I think a shove looks a little...
I'm trying to double.
Huh?
I'm not. I mean, I'm trying to double. I'm not trying not to double. I mean,
no, but I just think by betting the turn, you might get a call. But there's scary rivers where you're not going to be able to double now.
But it's the same thing for you. Like when you check raise, there's like there's a chance he's going to check back. There's always ifs in hands that could happen.
I understand that, but I'm just saying overall, I think that the amount of times that he's going to check back doesn't outweigh the amount of times that I'm actually going to get it in here and double.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. That's fair.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
And yeah, when I say I just feel like I'm doubling every single time. Obviously, I know there's going to be times he checks back. I just think that the amount of times that it's going to work for me is just the play for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And like I said, it's really hard because your image. I think people play differently against you. Like, you could probably call you profitably here with 10s. Like, I would bet call you here with 10s on the turn.
I don't think that would be profitable at this ante stage, for the record, but most people would, so I agree.
You would check shove a lot of worse hands, I think. Like, your check shoving range is a lot of flush draws, in my opinion.
Not unless I had my punting hat on, man.
No, but your check shove range has, like, a shit ton of draws in it. It just, this one happens to have the overplay.
I don't know if it does at this stage. I'm not sure I'm fucking check shoving a lot.
So, check shoving like king queen here too?
No.
I don't hate with the spade. King. I mean, it's the same thing. King queen with a king of spade is like kind of the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, I might choose to do that exact hand too.
Yeah, well, I think it's the same thing. I mean, like, if I have ace-jack here with the ace of spades, I'm check-shoving. I'm trying... no, I'm not. I'm shoving. Sorry. I lied. That I would shove. That's the exact hand I would shove here, because we have a gut shot and a flush draw.
Yeah, I do like shoving that.
Yeah. Okay, well, I like your explanation a lot more now.
Yep. Cool. Good hand.
That is a great hand. At first, I was like, this hand sucks, but it's amazing. It's actually a really good one.
You're welcome.
Yeah, good job,
I picked that
one.
Good job, right? Thank you. Thank you.
Hey.
Happy to be of help.
All right, cool.
Right on. I think that is going to bring our strategy segment to a close.
What? I thought we were going 24-hour podcast.
Oh, shit.
I drank all this coffee.
You guys want to do the WSOP hand? Is that what you're telling me?
I was kidding. Like...
All right, cool. Well, it was good to have you guys back on. It's been a long time since we've had you on a TP podcast, so thank you. Well, not counting TP lives, but yeah, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules. Both. Oh. We always bring you guys on together because it's a fun dynamic.
Why? Because you can call him fat, you can call me short?
Yeah, like I can't do that just to one of you because then I feel bad because I'm not balancing my range.
Oh, wow.
I'm big boned, man.
Yeah. Cool. All right, guys. Well, Casey, I'll see you in a month. Congratulations on your wedding.
Thank you.
Yes. And keep the beer cold for me. We'll be there soon.
Yeah, we will.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. We will come back here and wrap things up on the Tournament Poker Edge podcast. Peace.
I cut my teeth on wedding rings in the movies, and I'm not proud of my address. In the torn up town, no postcode envy, and every song's like gold teeth, gray goose, dripping in the bathroom, bloodstains, ball gowns, trash in the hotel room. We don't care. We're driving Cadillacs in our dreams, but everybody's like crystal.
Welcome back to the Tournament Poker Edge podcast, everybody. Thank you to Big Dog and AZN for joining us on the show. Always a spirited conversation with those two.
Well, I mean, as spirited as it is, and as as much as we give each other crap, we exhausted that hand. I mean, those two hands.
Yeah.
We went in depth, right? So you're gonna get in depth analysis while we rip each other to shreds.
Yeah.
So it takes a little longer. It takes a little longer when we do it that way, but it was really, really insightful.
Well, and if anybody wants to know what hand conversations sound like in real life, that's pretty much it. We do rip on each other the entire time and tell them they're wrong. Yeah. Well, I don't, but we give each other a pretty hard time while we do it because it keeps us entertained while we talk hands. But I thought it was really good. I thought the hand that Mark brought to the table was really cool.
It was.
Not just because I gave the right answer, but which I'm not even sure is the right answer.
Oh, stop.
It just happens to be the answer that the guy did.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think, if he's going to do it, his bet sizing is maybe that's what he was thinking of, right? What's the right bet sizing?
Yeah.
That the bet sizing was, I think about that 70K into that pot. It's 40K. It's probably just a crying call, and a jam or whatever, you probably get him to think you're bluffing more often.
Mm-hmm.
But that 70K is just it's not small.
Right. It's not a big bluff. It's not a small value bet.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on there?
Yeah. It's really, really interesting. Interesting hand. Well,
yeah, I'm definitely going to go find that video and watch it because I also want to, like you had mentioned, really important to know the dynamics leading up to that hand, and I want to watch some of that too.
Yeah, and
I don't know how early the hand is in the coverage of the event, but I want to go back and watch because I think that is an important aspect.
I think it's 2 hours or something in. I mean, remember.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
It's on the final table bubble, so. On the final table, on the money bubble.
Right.
Which I think there was only 9 players anyway, so.
Right.
I mean. The thing I struggle with these hands is the feel and the dynamics, right? I also had our time with not having it written down.
Yeah. Well, it's also hard to put yourself in the place of somebody playing $100,000 sit and go.
Right.
It's such a different dynamic. Does the money mean anything? Did they have 5% of themselves?
Right.
Did they have 100% of themselves? It's all that stuff is really tricky. So you do just kind of have to think about it as though it's another tournament.
No.
But the problem with that is that you can't because the guy might call in any other tournament. Yeah. He might just, he might call in a $10 Bovada tournament.
To me, it's more about just the dynamics of the table, what has been happening, those hands especially. The second hand we did with the kings, you could just assume random fish that you're playing against.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can just and I think Casey basically did that, right? He's okay, this is, I'm going to just say random fish, and this is how he's going to pay me off, and this is what I'll do. But it becomes so much more nuanced when you get into a live tournament with very good players that you probably played before or know, and or you're interpreting how they're playing that day, and you get that much more information. So it's hard to analyze it on a podcast, but hey, look, you got as close to the right answer as there was in that spot. So.
It's actually a good point that we should try to bring more live hands in to the discussion, maybe from the World Series coverage this year, or from maybe we have some. We should really try to take down some hands.
I love the live when we talk about the live hands. I actually, I think I've been keeping a note on some live hands. Maybe the next podcast I'll bring that out.
Yeah, I need to get better about that too because I tend to just remember the hand long enough to tell somebody after the tournament, and then I just get it. I remember there were some crazy hands from the World Series that I will never remember.
Yeah, you should just get I don't know if you have Evernote on your phone, but just get Evernote and just throw it in there. It's great for keeping notes, things like that.
Yeah.
Although there's probably an app for live hand tracking.
Yeah, I had tested a few live hand apps and they were real buggy and stuff, but maybe I'll go back and revisit some of them because they might have gotten better or fixed the bugs or.
Right.
Or maybe I'm just more technically proficient now than I used to be. Well, but I'll figure out a way to use them.
And speaking of live hands, it's a good segue into TPE and what's going on there.
Yeah.
Because since it has been a while since we did this podcast, I don't recall whether we brought up before Andrew Brokas's live tournament sweat. it was like a 3-part series where he played a tournament. So I think it was a 1K. That was a great series. I'm going to try to see when it was released so I can tell people where to go. Hold on, I'm just doing that right now. But yeah, so he did a great series where, he jotted down like the, 10 to 15 most interesting hands from that tournament and kind of walked through exactly what was, happening, and he went into day 2 with a big stack. So if you like live hand analysis, his tournament, okay, so yeah, that went in May, so I'm pretty sure we probably talked about it already, LOL live events. But the reason I bring it up is that we have another one of his doing something similar to that coming up in just a couple of weeks. So live tournament sweats coming up on TPE, another one.
Yeah, and his videos are always genius anyway.
Always high quality. These are called the Maryland Live Events hand history review. So nice. I actually think that's probably. I think he has one more series going before that, but that should be coming eventually. But there's a really great series right now from Daryl Jace on 3-betting. It's a theory series. Mm-hmm. It's like I think 8 or 9 parts. He some cases he only does 20 minutes or 25 minutes. Most of them are about 30 minutes, but they're so dense with information that really, it's better that they're a 20, 25 minute.
Right.
It packs into 20 minutes because you'll be stopping and thinking. You'll be spending an hour on the video anyway. But he's got a great series going on right now on that. And at the same time, Danny Entertained has a Super KO hand history review. Casey, our recent guest, just did a 180-man MTT session that he turned on the recorder and did, and various others. You can go back. I'm not going to read you the whole video schedule, but all these videos are getting pretty high ratings. So these have been good, and I'm watching them, kind of getting myself prepped for Punta Cana whenever I go play live. It's like a nice excuse to get myself some more training and learning. So.
Yeah, I've actually had people telling me, dude, you got to watch the Daryl Jace series. And I've kind of purposely not been watching it because I'm saving that and the Under series for the trip because I have a layover and it's going to turn into about a 7-hour flight, I think. So I figured that way I have all 7 hours to enjoy video.
Yep. And since the last podcast, we've officially released the Stop and Go video series for video format. So let's see. They came out in July. I probably teased it prior to the World Series, but they are 5-minute short format videos. They could be 4 minutes, they could be 8 minutes, but generally they're between 5 and 10 minutes. Typically just covering one hand and one particular topic. So, for example, they're every Wednesday and Saturday, so they fill a gap in our schedule, right? So now you get videos 6 days a week.
Yep. No extra cost. It's just part of your existing membership.
No extra cost, and they're really formatted and designed for mobile on the go, right? That's why we call them Stop and Go. Well, for 2 reasons. We call it Stop and Go because they're for really when you have a couple minutes to stop and you want to go watch some videos. They're really designed for that, and they're load fast, designed for mobile. You don't have to spend 45 minutes in front of your computer or on your TV or your iPad, sitting there watching it. You could get a dose of poker training in quickly. But they're also, since they're one hand, you could really a lot of the pros are like hey inquisitive in this, right? They're taking like a Socratic method where they're like, what would you do here? Stop the video and what would you do here? So, but my favorite thing about them is that they take one hand, one subject, and focus on that. So playing it like this is exactly a great spot. Playing the one that's just up right now, playing King on an ace high board, right, by the Ginger.
Yeah.
Danny had ace queen under the gun, 29 big blinds, right? Like obviously you're gonna open there, but what are you gonna do? When raised, when the flop, what happens? You're starting to get short, calling 3 bets out of position. Check raise bluffing, all kinds of different specific scenarios, which I love the fact that that's there. So those are the things going on at TPE. Mostly the main stuff.
Yeah, lots of good stuff, and people seem to be loving the Stop and Goes. So feel free to post feedback and stuff on the forum. Let us know what you think. If you have ideas for topics, hit us up, because we're always looking for new topics for those.
Yep.
And I'm trying to think if there's anything else new. We did have the good fortune of doing an episode of the Mid-Stakes Living podcast with the Battler. So for those of you who are fans of that, you can check that out on tp.com.
That's great.
Sorry, tournamentpokeredge.com, or just search Mid-Stakes Living on iTunes. It was a really interesting episode. Also, a new SHRPO show is up where I interviewed Diphthong, so you can check that out as well. And I think that's about it.
Right, so you turned the tables on Diphthong and interviewed him on his own podcast.
Yes.
Interesting.
It was pretty enjoyable, I must say. And we've decided we're going to try to do it about once a year. So
nice.
But he does the podcast once every 5 months.
Right.
So basically, in 2 episodes, I'll be interviewing him again.
So you guys are keeping this little pact, like when you're 75 years old, you guys are going to get together once a year to do a reverse SHRPO podcast?
Yeah, we're going to keep it going forever. It was pretty good, too. He talks a lot about his personal life, but he actually got into quite a bit of poker as well, including who he thinks the toughest players on PokerStars and Full Tilt are right now. So
nice. If
you're curious if you made the list, go check that out.
Very nice. So tease that, and I'm going to go listen to it now because of that.
Yeah. It's pretty good stuff.
And
I think that's it.
He's crushing online, right?
Yeah, in fact, he just he was F-Top's leaderboard winner. I think he had like 8 or 10 final tables or something ridiculous during F-Tops. Basically just heading over to Canada and playing whenever, for the big events and stuff like that. I think he goes over for Sundays, too. He lives somewhere up north, like Pennsylvania or something, where he can easily go over. So, but yeah, he's crushing,
nice.
Dominating. He's always been a sicko, but one of the things I talked about with him was that, 2 episodes ago, he had said, I'm over poker, I don't like it anymore, I'm bored, I'm just doing all this other stuff in my life, and now he's like grinding nonstop. So we talked a little bit about his sort of refound love for poker too. So
nice.
It was a good talk.
Good. All right.
Cool. So that's it. Thanks again to Casey and Mark. Always appreciate those guys coming on, and we'll be back hopefully sooner than later on the Tournament Poker Edge podcast.
See you.
Later, guys.
Like they do in Texas plays. Fold them, let them hit me, raise it, baby, stay with me. Luck and intuition, play the cards with base to start. And after she's been hooked, I'll play the one that's on her heart. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I'll get her heart, show her what I got. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I'll get her heart, show her what I got. She can read a my poker face. She's got to love nobody. Can't read my, no, she can read a my poker face. She's got to love nobody. Poker face, poker face. Poker face, poker face. I wanna roll with her, a hard pair we will be. While little gambling is fun when you're with me. Russian roulette is not the same without a gun. And baby, when it's love, if it's not rough, it isn't fun. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I'll get her heart, show her what I got. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I'll get her heart, show her what I got. Can't read mine, no, she can't read my poker face. She's got to love nobody. Can't read mine, no, she can't read my poker face. She's got to love nobody. Poker face, poker face. Poker face, poker face. Can't read mine, no, she can't read my poker face. She's got to love nobody.